What's going on, guys? It's your boy VG, and welcome to Common Sense, where common sense isn't so common. And today I have a special guest.
Hello, it's Janay here. I'm an Aquarius.
Oh, man.
Start. Got these thoughts I need to get off my mind. Because common sense is not common. It really not. People are a little lost in the world.
No cap. Hey, you ain't gotta be all proper now. Cause I feel it definitely changing.
I don't want to be ghetto either.
I mean, come on, man. This gotta be a real podcast. So we gonna talk like niggas. We gonna talk like niggas, but niggas with education. So we gonna definitely give them the bars for real. So, we're gonna talk about emotional vulnerability for real. Cause I feel like it still falls under vulnerability. Although I literally just had a topic with someone else. I'm just gonna just say like this shit is a part two. Cause I'm pretty sure you have like your own perspective of what you really feel like what vulnerability is and your experiences with vulnerability, if you feel comfortable. Because I know everybody ain't always on that comfortability tip for real. You know what I'm saying? So for one, I'm about to get started off with males for real when it comes to vulnerability, especially like, okay.
Men are never emotionally available. I'm not going to say never, but the men that I've come across are not emotionally available. And then men have an issue with letting their guard down. And I see, and as far as like on social media, I see a lot of posts where you have men who say like, we don't let our guard down because when a woman and a man, like they're usually in a relationship, they get into an argument and the woman uses the man's vulnerability against him. So that prevents men from becoming vulnerable. And now they're scared and they don't want to repeat. And it's just like every woman is not like that. Like they aren't.
Right. But the thing is, like how society plays with males, they put masculinity over their own emotions, like over natural emotions. They feel like men can't show emotion.
Toxic masculinity.
Yeah, they was like, yo, guys have to be masculine. Did you know there's a high rate in suicide with males because they aren't able to actually show their emotion?
I didn't know that.
It's a high rate of the motherfuckers. It's what society plays.
I would have guessed it.
But yeah, it's a high rate of that shit because it's like, because now they be like, if you show emotion, you're a bitch. That's how they be looking like, you're an old bitch.
Because, you know, like when you see little boys, I think it also, your childhood plays a part in that. You know, when you see little boys, they cry, they fall off the bike, they cry. They're always told, toughen up, you know, boys don't cry, things like that. So from a kid, if you've heard men don't cry, men don't show no emotions, when you get older and you're put in situations where you need to be emotionally vulnerable, emotionally available, it's not there. And you can't even fake the funk. Like, if you don't have no emotions, you don't have no emotions. And if you've been conditioned to not be emotional, it's only going to get worse when you're trying to be with a woman who is emotionally available.
Yeah, that's true. And then, coming from where you mean like emotional vulnerability and being emotionally available, and to some extent, it's like a cycle, right? If a man does a woman dirty, the woman gonna do the nigga dirty. Now it's just how the way they take it though.
That's true.
How the way they take it. How the way they take it.
I've done it.
Right. How the way
I made that nigga cry in my face, and I laughed.
Oh shit! Yeah, it's just like how the way you take it, and then it fucks him up, which fucks the next person up. It depends how the person really takes it. Really, when it comes to like,
you have to heal. You know, if you've been hurt, like if you were in a relationship and you were emotionally available, you were real vulnerable, you let your guard completely down, and you were hurt. And you never heal from that. If you've had love, you know that it's nothing to give. And you're not afraid of being hurt. Ever. Like, that's truly what I believe. If you don't heal, the next relationship, anyone who you talk to, you're always going to give them shit. Because you know what it's like to be hurt. But if you've had love all throughout your life, and not even all throughout your life, but if you've experienced love in relationships, you know that feeling. So it's like you want that feeling again. You just want it with a real person, someone who wants to experience that again with you.
Just that genuine. That's what I mean. Like energy too. Like, you know, it depends off your energy. What you give out to people is what you get back. Now, what a lot of people don't understand too, when there's a good relationship, you play a part in that shit. When there's a bad relationship, you play a part in that shit too. It ain't one side like, oh man, she toxic.
It's never one-sided.
But it's never one sided.
It's like always two people. Like, it's real rare. You have to be a narcissist to believe you didn't play a part in that. And I say that from a, like, I'm not going to say a true narcissist. I don't want people to think bad of me. But low key, I have a lot of narcissistic ways. And it plays out in my relationship. That's kind of why I haven't had a relationship. I'm not saying never. But I've never been emotionally vulnerable with anyone I've ever been in a relationship with.
Yeah, okay.
Regardless of how I've spoke to them or regardless of the duration of the relationship, I've never just been open and honest and in love with them because I didn't want to be hurt.
Right. And I think just knowing that, like, that, it's like when you experience, like, pain, it's like, I ain't trying to go through that shit no more, bro. Like, I ain't trying to go through that shit no more. That shit hurt it. That shit hurt it. Yeah, I mean, I kind of understand too. But I think we was chopping it up like a while, like I think like 2 weeks ago when we was talking about like being vulnerable. Like, you know what I'm saying? Being vulnerable leaves you also room to grow too. You know what I'm saying? So like if you aren't vulnerable to anything, if you aren't vulnerable to any situation, if you aren't vulnerable to any conflict, if you aren't vulnerable to anything, how are you gonna grow if you aren't vulnerable to anything? Experiences help people to grow, and there's a difference between experience and full experience. Okay,
Elaborate.
All right, I can elaborate on this one. All right, well, actually, this ain't gonna really tie too much in because this gonna be going towards success. We ain't about to be getting all into that extra shit. I ain't even gonna care. We ain't about to be getting all into that. But experiences will help people grow. If you're not vulnerable to experiences, then you're gonna be like there. It's like when you go up, down.
Like limitations.
Yeah,
vulnerability do kind of set limitations.
Right,
if you aren't willing to be vulnerable, you have limitations as far as what you're willing to accept. And
I feel like that comes with your outlook too.
That's true.
Your outlook has to be different. You have to see, but in a good situation, there is always a good, what's the word? You can get something good out of a good experience, you can get something good out of a bad experience.
It's a lesson.
Lessons.
Yes.
Lessons. If niggas don't learn from lessons, then you're going to keep going through the same shit over and over again. Just same way as it pertains to anything, right? Money, clothes, it could be house. Nigga, if you don't pay your bill on time, you know what the fuck gonna happen. Exactly. Your motherfucking shit gonna get cut off. If your rent ain't due at a certain time, you gonna get kicked the fuck out. Even with like taking care of shoes, right? Okay, you have shoes. If you scratch up shoes and that shit can't come out, and you don't learn that the next pair of shoes you get, it's like, bro, you want to keep doing the same thing. And it's like, you got to notice, and that's a good thing that you notice because it helps you to grow. Yeah. It's like, I feel like it just comes with a certain level of consciousness. You got to have a certain level of consciousness.
Yeah, some people's subconscious is like completely turned off.
Shit, sometimes they conscious turned off. Shit.
The brain isn't working at times. It's with some people. Like, if you aren't self-assessing, you're always going to find yourself in the same situations. You have a lot of people who, they don't heal or they don't assess any trauma or just like any situation that was bad that they've been through. They just prepare for the next one. Like, if they're used to, well, not say used to, but they had someone betray them, right? Only thing they're going to do is pay attention to the signs of betrayal. They aren't just going to learn from the experience of being betrayed. All they're going to do is try to pay attention to what a person did. Like, okay, they didn't answer my phone calls here. They didn't show up here. They didn't do this. They didn't do that. But instead of them kind of just like learning from that experience, they just prepare for the next person to betray them. They're just going to look for the signs for someone to betray them. That's it.
Right.
They aren't going to learn from, they're not going to learn themselves and learn like, okay, why do I keep attracting people who aren't showing me any loyalty, people who aren't reciprocating the same energy that I'm giving them.
But sometimes that can be debatable too, because someone who did betrayal could do some of the similarities of what a good man would do.
Red flags, like people kind of like, people present themselves in one way, but like bad people or people with just a negative aura or people who have ulterior motives, let it be known. I don't care what nobody say. Like, you just have to pay attention to it. It can be real subtle, but you got to pay attention to it. Like, and it's not even looking deep into people, into words, into actions. It's really just like, just being aware of the people that are around you. Like, people, I haven't really came across nobody who just like played the fiddle like great. And when they betray me, I was like, damn, they did that? No, people usually tell you the type of person they are when you're having any kind of conversation with them. Right. That's why it's kind of good to like have all types of subjects as far as topics when you're talking to people, so you can kind of get a grasp of who they are.
I think that's what I do every time I go on a podcast. I make sure the niggas I get on here ain't stupid. Yeah. All right, so we chop it up. I need to see what this nigga head at before we fuck around here and get this podcast popping. If this nigga say some stupid shit while we in the conversation, he's going to say some stupid shit while we're in the podcast. So we ain't even about to be getting all into that. Yep. But the reason why I said that, right, because, all right, I'm going to put it this way. There are different levels of seduction. All right, people seduce in different ways. That's true. So they may use seduction, but it's like they can disguise themselves as a good person, and they use that as a seductive trait, if that makes sense. I don't know how to explain it. It's like, just say if someone used good qualities to be very seductive, right? So the next person who's good, you may think he's doing the same shit because he's doing the same shit as the last nigga, but he might not be doing that. Could be just his natural personality. So that's what I'm saying. It could fuck up with
that's the type of person I am. Well, I'm not gonna say I am because I've grown, but I'm saying like I know that overall I'm a good person, but there were times where I was being manipulative because I knew I'm naturally a good person, but I do have ulterior motives, and I know if I present whatever I want in a certain way, I talk a certain way, I form my sentences, my questions a certain way, I'll get what I want. So that's why I said earlier that no one is ever just blindsiding you when they betray you or when they do some dumb shit, because the signs are literally always there. And I say that because I've been that person. I've been that person to present myself as I'm so good, I got morals and things like that. But I do want something. And I'm going to use my good sense to get what I want. And now it's up to you to figure out if I'm playing you or not.
Right. I mean, women are natural seducers anyway, bro. Like, natural manipulators.
True.
Women are natural manipulators. Like,
men are kind of like better at it.
I'll put it this way, right?
Men are better at it because we were raised to view them as a prize. So that's why it's easier for them to manipulate and get what they want.
I got a quick gem for you, right? I was reading. It's this book. I didn't quite finish it yet. But, shit, I got it in my house. I got to look through this shit for real. But, women been the natural manipulator since the beginning of time. Meaning Cleopatra was the first manipulator.
Cleopatra?
Yes.
I thought you was going to say like Eve.
No, Cleopatra. Well, not Cleo. Like one of the most of the known manipulators was Cleopatra. I'm not saying nobody. Well, it was Marilyn Monroe. She was a manipulator. Cleopatra.
Didn't she start the war with her husband? And I don't really know too much history, but I do know she had some part in that war in Egypt or something like that. So
what I'm basically getting with as far as like manipulation, the male, the natural instinct of a male is visual. The thing that seduces a woman is the words. Think about that.
I've never been one to like fall for words. I've always been like an action person. It's like I don't care. You can say the most charming things ever. It's going to go in one ear and out the other if you aren't doing something. Like, you're going to give me more by your actions than you are going to give me.
Because now we're in a day and age, people more so know themselves. So that's another thing too.
But
I feel like
words are just manipulative. Period. Like,
well, they do generate injury.
If you know how to talk, if you can sell water to a well, you gonna get what you want out of anybody. Like, I'm just saying.
So I ain't never heard that saying sell water to a well.
You never heard of that?
Hell no. Nah,
he said that in his song.
It said, damn, that motherfucker said sell water to a well. But
I am a hustler, baby. I sell water to a well.
Damn, I ain't shit.
Jay-Z, you don't know.
Damn, shit. I might just have to look into that song. Right? This podcast, no cap, because I ain't gonna lie, I never heard that before for real.
Shit. And then, like, another thing with emotionally, to be emotionally available, manipulation does play a part in it, because when you meet men, I'm just speaking for a woman, when you meet men who aren't emotionally available, you decide that you want to be emotionally available to him. So you trying to manipulate him to get him to become available to you emotionally. You want him to open up. And it never works. It never works. Like, you end up liking him more than he'll ever like you. Like, that person is never opened up to you emotionally. I'm not gonna say they'll never do it, but it's gonna take a miracle for them to finally be like, I can be emotionally.
So let me ask you this: How do you feel? Well, I mean, what is your personal interpretation of manipulation? Like, what do you think of manipulation specifically? Like, what I mean is, how do you feel about manipulation? Because I feel like really manipulation is something that you have to. It's like it's a part of human nature, bro.
I feel like manipulation depends on how you use it. Like, if you use
that's
it for
true.
Good, then that can be good. Like,
of course.
If I use my manipulation to get a man to love me and to become emotionally available, I succeeded. But if I'm using manipulation to get that man to do right by me and just be about me, it's never going to work. Like, manipulation, if you're going to use manipulation, be positive about it. Never be negative with it.
But it's a lot of niggas that be like, because they don't understand, like, manipulation is like the worst thing is to psychologically fuck somebody up. Yep. That's like the worst shit.
It takes a lot to get through mental.
That shit is the
manipulation,
worst,
and to know that someone had played with you.
Bro, it's
you
like,
can't get over that. You feel like everybody will play you. Like, I don't even if you heal, I just feel like
it's like your defense is up now.
You're gonna be real defensive. Like, I can't really trust nobody. It will fuck up your trust and everything. Like, just be positive in your manipulation. Like, if you're gonna be a manipulator,
manipulate somebody to do something good.
Exactly. Have it work in your favor. Like, never just manipulate just so you can get ahead. That's greedy. Like, you're gonna have a crazy ass karma. That karma gonna hit you something serious, because you just like playing with people. So
that shit can get you killed for real. I ain't gonna cap.
That's like manipulation.
Hey, like real shit. Like, when people be using manipulation and shit, like I said, now these days, niggas and women too. They like I said, it's a cycle, bro. And they learned that from somewhere. Either
we learned it from men. Generation Z, our generation, we learned it from men. We've been turning. I know you guys see it on social media, how we flip the tables on men. We aren't being available for them. Like I said, we've always viewed men as the prize. Now we're starting to value ourselves. We're starting to do a lot of self-reflections. We're starting to work on ourselves. And we're starting to see that men aren't all that it's cracked up to be, They aren't.
To kind of like follow up on that, right? It was something that happened I would say like last year or something. My homie, Marquise, of course, he's way older than both of us. Man, married and everything, right? I don't know, but
he a real dog.
I ain't gonna lie. I should cut that nigga name out, because he ain't done nothing. But it was because his wife is a psychologist. She not psychologist. What the fuck I said psychologist? A psychiatrist, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's a psychiatrist, so she works with people that dealing with like issues and shit like that, right? And not every woman is conscious of themselves. That's another thing too. Because what happened with this scenario? Shorty live around here. I don't know if she's still living. I've never met her a day in my life. She live around this joint for real. But because she didn't know herself, she didn't really self-evaluate herself. Nigga was dogging her shit.
Yeah, but that's also a self-esteem thing too. Being emotionally available definitely plays into your self-esteem. Yeah,
if you know your worth, you know what I'm saying? If you know, like, women now in these days, yes, they know their worth, so now it's like, they not going to be taking up with no nigga shit.
But we are still weak for men, because I'm just speaking of heterosexual relationships. I'm not speaking of
nothing against the LGBT community.
Exactly.
Nothing against them. Not at all.
I can only speak for my experience in which I'm doing. But it's like we are still weak for men. So it's like,
I feel
we might know our worth, because even from my experience, I know my worth. And I've had a man who I dealt with that made me realize maybe I am insecure. I'm not gonna say insecure.
Everybody has insecurities.
I think it was insecure, but it was like I had a man that highlighted a lot of things about myself negatively that I didn't think of, and I appreciate him for that. But then when the man came back, I opened it with open arms. Even though I had healed and recognized things that I would not accept anymore, I still opened that man with open arms. So again, men are our weakness. And
I mean,
it's crazy how we kind of deal with them men.
It's kind of, as you said that, like, I feel like, I think that's just nature. You know what I'm saying? You can't stop women nature or men's nature type shit. You can't really stop that.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? And it was a statement that I wanted to say, but it slipped my mind. Oh, now to follow what you were saying, yes, I do 1,000%. I 1,000% agree that, women, they go through so much shit more than niggas. I ain't gonna lie. Like, it'd be a woman that would take
I don't. Because I'm the nigga in the relationships. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I'm different. I'm not emotionally available. And I've known this about myself for years. Like, I've never really let my guard down in any relationship. Even though I've had my little heart broken, but, like, I've never been just emotionally available. And I low-key did that. I kind of closed myself off because I didn't want to get hurt. So I do understand it. And I do understand where men be coming from when they like, I don't really want to get hurt. Every man that you're involved with, you do not have to let your guard down for him. Like, I want women to know that, yes, we are more in tune with our emotions than men. But at the same time, we don't have to express that. Because men know that about women. Like, I'm not a real emotional woman. Maybe because I'm an Aquarius. I love us. But I'm just like, from my past and things that I have experienced, it's just better for me to always keep my guard up until I'm ready to let it down.
I got you. Which is understandable because, I mean, experience, depending on what your experience is, some of you got bad. You go, with every experience you go through, especially a new journey, you go through the goods, the bads, and the uglies. That's like...
Yeah.
You go through the goods, the bads, and the uglies, and every last one of those is experience. But it all, at the end of the day, determines on your mindset of how the way you go about those experiences.
Yeah.
Now, either they can make you or break you, but it comes with the level of emotional intelligence of how you look at that particular scenario.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but there is a lot of women that do go through a lot of shit, meaning a nigga would cheat, they take the nigga back, the nigga would cheat again, take the nigga back, and then when it comes to men, now I'm gonna tell you to fuck up with niggas. I'm gonna say niggas. I ain't gonna say man. I'm gonna say niggas.
We talking about black men here.
Yeah. I mean,
when we talk about niggas, we ain't talking about white niggas. We talking about
white niggas. Hey,
but y'all get it. When we say niggas, we just mean.
I mean,
it's just a saying. It's like how you would say guys. We just saying niggas. Like,
yeah, I mean, white niggas shit. I look at them as light skins.
Oh no, you can't never do that.
No, I mean they white and half black. That's a white nigga.
Unless he's biracial, he a white nigga. But we call white niggas even Caucasian.
Nothing against the Caucasians. No, I got white friends. So
I mean, but we still call them white niggas though. Like, we don't mean no harm by it. We just like, that's a white nigga. You know, yeah.
It is what it is with
Yeah.
that part. Yeah. But
to be emotionally available definitely ties into your childhood. Like, I think about this all the time. If you've never seen real love, if you've never seen especially when it comes to men or when it comes to women, because women are naturally, we're more emotionally by nature than men are. But so when it comes to men and men aren't emotional, it's like they may have never seen it. They may have experienced hurt and heartbreak and they decided, I'm going to close off. But men who have grown up and let's say their parents were married for years or they just always seen love, them men know how to love. And they're not afraid of hurt. They're not afraid of anything. And then those people who say love hurts, I think that's bullshit. I do think that you can grow apart from a person, but love is love. Like, love should never hurt in a sense. Like, if we're being honest, I never understood the whole love hurt thing. Love should just always be pure. Love is love. Like, that shit should always be red. It should never go to a black heart.
It shouldn't.
Like, it should always be red. Like, even if we grow apart, we grow apart. But it's like, I'll always love you. Anybody who I've ever told I love you, I really meant it. Like, regardless of the situation. Like, if I said I love you, I love you. Like, I'll always love you type shit. Like, anybody who I ain't really mean it, I don't fuck with them no more. You know? I don't give a fuck about them. But anybody who I've ever said, like, I love you, I still talk to them to this day. Like, even relationship-wise, even though I've said, like, I've never let my guard down, never really been, like, too emotionally available for them. But like love is love. Like I do feel that I love them people. Like
you love them generally as like
I love them genuinely as a person. And I literally always tell them niggas that like I don't love you romantically.
Like nigga, I love you as a person.
I love
you're
you as a
being,
person. Like you're a human that I develop love for. And
otherwise, nigga, you ain't.
You know, I can't change that. Yeah. And there's only like honestly like 2 out of all the men I've dated. It's only like 2 niggas who like I can honestly, and I've told them like I love you genuinely as a person. I don't love you romantically no more, but I do love you genuinely as a person. And that's the most beneficial thing about love. I think that's the best thing when you love someone as a person versus loving them romantically. Because if you love me romantically, that shit will die out if you meet somebody.
If it's lust, because you can't control lust. You can't control lust.
Lust is
now,
fucking crazy.
I put it this way. Now that is also the lust can be controlled, determined on your self-control. You gotta have self-control.
True.
You gotta have self-control. Even with love, you gotta have fucking self-control. If you don't have self-control, you can't control it.
That's why you have to know yourself. You have to know your love languages. Right. You have to know yourself. Like, I feel like we feel like not a lot of men, but we might feel like a man is emotionally unavailable because we don't know his love language. Like, we might be showering him with affection, but that might not be his love language. So he might not be responding to me holding his hand because that's not what he do. Tell him some words of affirmation. He might love that. You know what I'm saying? Rub his back. He might love that. He might not like PDA. So learning exactly.
When you said that, would you rub a nigga feet?
Oh no, I ain't rubbing no nigga feet.
Hey, cause you was like shit. My love language
I ain't
my
doing
feet.
all that weird shit.
Yeah.
I ain't touching nobody's feet. And niggas' feet be crazy ugly. I ain't rubbing no nigga feet.
All right. Well,
you know, but look. I mean, if it's my husband and like I honestly like feel like when you really want to be with somebody, you'll do things that you never want to do. Oh, yeah, so like I know me personally, I ain't rubbing no nigga feet that I don't want to be with or I don't really like. But if I fucking like you and I want to be with you, I'm gonna rub your little feet. But them Jones can't be all crusty and shit. I ain't touching no wild feet. Like niggas' toenails be black and shit. I ain't doing that.
To anyone who's actually listening to this podcast, I have beautiful feet, by the way. I just had to throw that in there because my shit ain't fucked up. You know.
We don't know. He is tall, so you know them toes is fucked.
But nah, the ones with the fucked up feet be the athletes.
That's true.
That nigga be having athlete's foot. They shit be blistered the fuck up in some more shit.
But niggas' feet on a regular BJ fucked up, and I never understood why men's feet. And I done took all those science classes in college, and we have never discussed why men's feet look the way that they do.
Hey, well, shit. Yeah. Well, I'll be the first nigga to say I got some. Because look, I don't even like fucking my hands up. I go in the warehouse working that motherfucker. I put on gloves. I hate when calluses and shit get on my hand. That shit be too fucking annoying. I'm too much. But we ain't gonna go with the all the hands and the feet and shit, all that shit. Because now then shit gonna start getting weird. And niggas talking about
discuss appearance.
That's that. See, look, bro, if your feet ugly.
And men, please groom yourself. Like, nobody wants to look at your hands and your feet, or your nails are dirty, your nails are unkept. Like, some of these men are starting to, like, not pay attention to their hygiene. Like, we pay attention to that. There's no way in hell you think I'm about to lay down with you and you're dirty. If I can see that you're dirty, I'm not laying down. That's what a nigga do, shit. And then when you decide to lay down with a nigga that has shown you before you done anything with him that he was dirty, you're gonna catch an STD.
Oh shit! Hey, big facts. Look, even with women too, bro. Like if you stink, shawty, you want to get like.
You're a woman and you stink.
That yeast. Oh, baby girl, you
must have had some little bakeries.
Oh shit, cooking up some shit that ain't supposed to be cooked. Now that shit like salmonella in the vagina. We ain't got time for that shit.
That too.
Oh hell nah. Shit, look. I didn't get braces and didn't get them bitches taken off just to get my teeth right back fucked up. Cause that shit right there. Look. Salmonella in the vagina would be like fucking acid. You're eating acid.
It's literally acid though. Like when a bitch pH balance be thrown off.
Bro. That shit wild, bro. Yeah,
bro. Dirty, but
yeah, but real shit. You know, yeah. To some of those brothers, man, yeah, make sure y'all. I mean, everything. Look, real talk. Everything that a nigga do as far as like hygiene, like getting a haircut, they do all that shit for women too. Think about that shit too.
But you have to do it for yourself.
I mean, they do it for
like
themselves.
Women, vice versa. You know, it's the same situation.
I mean, of course,
but you have to do that for yourself. Like, you have to start.
Nigga, you gotta want to
taking
smell good,
care of
bro.
yourself for you. Like, when you start loving yourself, like, I feel like we've always heard. You've been on social media for years. Love yourself. Love yourself. That's all you probably see on social media. But it's like the realest shit ever. Like, get your hair done, get your toes done, your manis and petties for yourself. Like, always do for you before you do for another person. Like, you can't,
that's real.
You can't align with anybody until you get your shit together. So you're going to always attract unavailable men if you're unavailable. I'm speaking from experience. I'm not available.
That's
so
real.
I do
That's
nothing
real.
but attract unavailable men. And then since I'm an Aquarius, my like most match is fucking air signs. And then I have a Sagittarius in the mix, but I don't like them niggas. But either way, it's like I'm going to attract people who are like me. So it's like if I want to find a man who's emotionally available, which I haven't found in years, I'm going to have to be emotionally available. Regardless if I have 10 niggas on my roster in my phone and I'm talking to one, I have to be emotionally available to somebody to receive that same energy that I'm putting out.
Right.
That's and I can't be afraid of hurt. Like, I feel like you have to heal. Like, in order to be emotionally available, like, you have to heal. Like I said, if you've known love and you've seen love, you know that it's real. You would know the difference between, like, someone's playing with me or someone who really don't like me, someone who's not showing me what I want. And then you'll know how to move. You know how to move from there.
That's big facts. That's big facts. Yeah, and damn, I wanted to follow up on like what you were talking about, like vulnerability and stuff like that. Yeah, man. I mean, to some brothers, man, I feel like I said, it's also what the way how people portray vulnerability. People portray vulnerability as a weakness too.
Yes,
they be doing that shit all the time. Like, oh man, I'm not about to be vulnerable to this. See, I feel like vulnerability plays a lot of aspects, not just yourself, but it could be your occupation or what you're into. Like me doing art, right? Okay. Just say, for example, I draw anime all the time. Ooh. If I'm not vulnerable, if I'm not open to doing a different type of art, then I'm eliminating the fact that I could earn a different type of money with a different type of audience. Same as like with music, right? If I listen to this set of music for a long period of time, and it's like I won't be like, if I'm not open to that, that's all I know, then that's all I know. Like, it also can portray into, like, money, right? Because you say you wanted to, like, get into music, right? So, doing stuff with production, right? You say you only exclusive to a certain type of beat, right?
Well, no, like, I like pop music, and I like hip-hop, R&B.
Oh,
those
cool.
are, like, my top 3. But me playing around with music, I realized, like, since I'm kind of open when it comes to music. So I wouldn't say I limit myself. But as far as putting music on my phone, music that I'm going to play in my car, yes, I am real picky about that.
Like, nigga, take that shit off, nigga.
Yeah, I'm not, like, kind of too open about, like, music. Because if I have to listen to it on my phone, I ain't just going to listen to anything. But I am an open-minded person as far as, like, outside experiences.
Hey, no funny shit, though. I do have this unreleased YoungBoy song.
Oh, yeah? Freaking Trail.
Freaking Trail, NBA 4K Trey. No, all that shit for one nigga.
Okay, Trey, for life. I love that, man.
You know how YoungBoy like, pussy ass bitch. That's how he be like, pussy hoe.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying? Bitch. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with YoungBoy though. You know he just released that song from Nevada. It was an unreleased joint.
I heard it, but
it was
song with Tyler Creator. What's the name? That joint crank.
What's your name? That's why when you heard the boob, that's where I got it from, because I listened to the whole Tyler Creator.
Oh yeah, for real.
That Tyler Creator joint, I ain't gonna.
That joint crank.
That shit, I fuck with that shit.
Shout
for
out
real.
to Tyler the Creator.
Nah, his shit. Nah, Tyler Creator shit, y'all. You know,
yeah,
his shit
I like never listened to him, but like that. What's the name? Young boy definitely made me want to listen to his whole album.
It's so crazy because now it's like you see how open, like how versatile YoungBoy is, especially playing on like certain instrumentals and beats.
Yeah,
when he found, like, damn, I would never thought Tyler Creator YoungBoy could be on the same song at the same. I was like, damn.
But that's real talent, and that's just like genuineness, like.
But 90% of that nigga songs.
You can't knock genuine energy. You can't knock genuine talent. You can't knock anything that's just genuine. Like,
real
that
shit.
you can't knock anything that's real, regardless if it gets traction or not. Real is real. Anybody who's real gonna notice that.
Right. If you attract genuine like energy, that's the people you're going to attract, is genuine people. It's like law of attraction.
Yeah.
You have to be the energy you want to attract.
Yeah.
So, if you generate negative energy, that's all the motherfuckers you want to generate is negative ass people.
Yeah.
And if you generate positive energy, that's all you're going to generate is positive people. If you generate successful type energy, the people that you want to be around, then that's going to naturally come to you eventually. It takes a little time, but of course you have to work towards it. Yeah. Also, like, it's like you have to put the energy and work towards it, and eventually, like I said, it's going to come to you. But now,
that's why now, like, I'm trying to become emotionally available so I can attract a man who is emotionally available, a man that doesn't have an issue with texting me. I don't want a clingy nigga, but I want a man who's not afraid to be.
I don't like clingy niggas though.
Huh?
I don't think a lot of women like clingy niggas though.
Some bitches like clingy niggas because, like, it shows that a nigga cares about them. But that shit is weird. I don't need a clingy nigga. I need a nigga that's just emotionally available. A nigga that's gonna learn my love languages and want to meet them.
Okay. Anything else like going in depth with vulnerability? Because I feel like there are.
Yeah, you just like, as far as vulnerability, like, you just have to be able to just basically let your guard down. Like, it might sound simple and it's not a simple process, but you have to do it.
I remember.
You just have to.
Vulnerability is also part of human nature. Someone wants to be vulnerable to somebody.
Same. Oh God.
It's like that's like a part of human nature. Even with males, like, they want to be vulnerable to somebody. Yeah. And same thing as being paranoid is also a part of human nature, because you have to have some type of guard. There's
like these are natural emotions. I just think, like, as humans and just as a society, as a generation, we've just manipulated so much shit that it's like we don't know what to feel. We don't know how to feel. I think that's like the greatest thing ever. We don't know how to feel. To be vulnerable is to be weak. And it's just like, why would I want to look weak? Why would I want to appear weak to a woman? Vice versa. Why would I want to appear weak to a man? And I feel like, as far as vulnerability, emotional vulnerability, we've just given it to the wrong people. We've just let our guard down to the wrong people. Now, all of a sudden, everybody who's followed after that, they've gotten the bad end of the stick. Real and it's shit. Just like...
Real shit.
Again, if you know love, if you've seen love, you already know it's pure and it's great. You'll never be afraid to be hurt, because you'll differentiate. I can't pronounce that word. Yeah. But you'll know the difference between, like, someone who's playing you and someone who wants to be real and genuine with you. So you'll never have that issue. And me personally, I feel like people who know love don't experience that. Like, they know who to give their energy to, and they know who not.
Exactly.
But me being emotionally unavailable, it's like I don't know who to give my vulnerability to. I give it to the wrong people, because I feel like I give it to the people who like me and who like me more than I like them. I'm wrong. I give it to people who I like more than they like me. And it always bites me in the ass, and it forces me to be like, I don't want to be vulnerable anymore, because that shit hurts.
Okay, I feel you now. And it was something that it was a Jay Shetty podcast that I was tapping into. I remember what Will Smith said. They said the people who need love most ask for it in the most unloving ways.
Yep.
I feel like that's right there. That shit's strong. Like, the ones who need it, they ask for it in so, like, unloving ways. Like, they ask so much in, like, the ass backwards way.
Like, you could be materialistic. Like, you can want someone. Like, acts of service is a love language. Like, acts of service could be like, oh, I saw that you were hungry, I bought you something to eat. But if you're emotionally unavailable, or you're looking for love in the wrong places, you're going to do certain shit or get a person to want to do certain shit for you, because you feel like that's what equals up to what you're looking for. And the whole time, it ain't even that. Like, you misdirecting your energy into something totally fucking different.
Yeah, sometimes niggas be reading energy wrong too. You know, just like how some niggas be too persistent in the club, whereas a girl tell them no, and then niggas just keep going. Like, bro,
them niggas are rapists. No means no, nigga.
Hey, nah, real shit. Like, Girl tell me, I'm fuck out her face. Like, hey, all right.
But everyone is not like you. Like, some men do think that consistency and persistence
that shit get annoying.
Equals a reward. And they have to understand. And nowadays, that shit is not wanted. No one wants a nigga that's constantly shooting their shot, constantly giving you attention, and that shit is not wanted. Pick up the hint and move on.
Right. But some women are, like, they give you mixed ass fucking signals,
then
too.
You're a narcissist.
Yeah, it's like...
Like, you want the attention. You don't want the man. You don't want whatever it is he can give you. You just want the attention. Because if you don't want anything to do with that nigga, you're going to, like, kind of ignore him. Like, you're going to you're going to show everything that you don't want him. And if he not taking a hint and yet you're still, like, responding to him, he didn't text you 4 days in a row saying good morning, but on Saturday you decided you want to respond good morning back. Now he's texting you, but you decide you want to talk to him whenever you want to talk to him. Bitch, you're playing games. Like, that's how you get killed.
You heard her. You fucking heard her. She literally just said the shit. Bruh, real fucking talk, bruh. It'd be like, yo... why do some women like give a nigga a number and don't really want to fuck with the nigga for real?
Attention. It's an ego thing and it's an attention thing. Like most women, I think Aisha Curry, Stephen Curry's wife, Aisha, I think her name is Aisha.
Yeah, Aisha.
But Aisha, she spoke on it and she was just like, we all just want to feel wanted. Like when I post certain pictures on Instagram, man. Regardless if I'm married or not, like this was I think this is what she said. Like her point was, regardless if I'm married or not, I would want a man to catcall me. I want somebody to comment on my pictures like, you look good, like a man who I'm not with and things like that.
Yeah, of course,
it's attention. We want to, as women, we want to feel wanted. Like I said, men have always been viewed as the prize. So when you as a woman, you're getting that attention, you're getting that validation, like that you're wanted, you're going to always want that shit. And you're going to always seek for it in any way that you can.
I feel like, and to some instances, like as you were saying, women are the prize, but men also can be the prize to determine what type of male he is.
That's true. Like, I'm just saying, like, men have always been the prize. Like, if you've ever listened to music, it's always catered to you. It's never really like literally
Destiny's Child.
Exactly. Like literally, the Isley Brothers were the only men who I've ever heard that say they make music to compliment a woman. That's the only male that I've ever heard that's to say some shit like that. But men are always viewed as the prize. Like, we need to work on ourselves, or we need to do certain things like that to attract a man, to keep a man. Never really do you hear men wondering how they can keep a woman. Anytime you ever hear men talking about women and keeping them happy, it's like, have you ever kept a woman happy? Like, do you know how to keep a woman happy? But we're supposed to know how to keep men happy. But men don't know. I'm not saying men don't know how to keep women happy. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to speak for all men. But in a sense, they don't know how to keep women happy. And women are complicated, so I can't fault them.
Because I listen to music a lot, right? I'm very open-minded about what music I listen to and stuff like that. So, considering I listen to hella R&B, bro. So it's like, there are some niggas in the cut that do be like, I got a whole fucking playlist.
I don't listen to R&B no more. I listen to straight rap.
I'm on both sides. I listen to pop too, for real. You know what I'm saying? So I be listening to old school too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do old school.
A little bit of Tupac.
Early
you know what I'm saying?
2000s, 90s, 80s, 70s.
Oh, you be listening to Mario Icebox.
Oh, hell no.
Hey, man.
That's a cool song, though.
You know what I mean? That motherfucking Icebox. You got to do the little joint he be doing in the...
dancing and shit. But
real shit, though.
I don't be doing, like, sad R&B or whatever. But even R&B music, like, you can hear more songs about women, like, prizing the men, upping the man, and doing what they need to do for the man, than you hear men talking about being there for the women. That's just like the honest truth. But it also kind of can tie into a woman's nature. It's like natural, they say. I put that in quotes. For a woman to be everything for a man versus a man being everything for a woman. For a woman, I should say.
I think vulnerability is also... It's also who you're around, too. Because it's like, that plays a huge, huge factor in learning what being vulnerable is, because it's like, if you surround yourself with vulnerable people, then you know how to be vulnerable. But if you were surrounded with people that's always on guard all the time, then you're naturally going to be a guarded person. So it's like, you're gonna have a hard time being able to actually be open. It's gonna be a lot harder. It's gonna be very hard. Or
I'd rather just keep it to myself.
It's gonna be hard
to tell a woman. Men love to confide in men.
One thing here is a man can't tell a woman how to be a woman, and a woman can't tell a man how to be a man.
I totally 100% agree with that. I can't argue with that.
I can't, ain't no woman can tell me I want a real man. You don't even know what the fuck a real man is. The fuck is you talking about?
That shit goes both ways. I ain't had my father in my life, so it's like I've had men, as far as uncles and as far as stepfathers, who I can consider to be real men. True. But at the same time, it's if you've never seen that shit 24/7, you don't know what the hell a real man is. We can idolize what we think a real man is, but if you've never seen a nigga love his family and pay the bills and all in one, you don't know what the hell it is, because we've seen men be in the household and they take care of bills or things like that, but we never seen them be emotionally available to the mom. We've never seen it, or not even a mom, but whoever they're dating. We've never seen it. It's always a one-sided thing. If I have to take care of the bills, and Gucci Mane had actually said that before. It's no way he can make his woman happy if he's broke. And I was like, okay, I kind of understand that, and it makes perfect sense, because if all you have to, if your main focus is working, you and your woman, you're not gonna have time to focus on that relationship. And plus, if you got kids in that, all you're going to do is be focused on providing for your family. You're not going to focus on building a relationship with your woman or anything like that.
Yeah, big facts. And especially I ain't trying to throw no shots, but especially to the women that be that don't have a father figure, and they be trying to tell another nigga that shit. It's bruh, how can you tell me that?
Experience, because I have a thing with walking on the outside of the street. I've dated a man who never understood that I'm supposed to be on the inside of him. I've dated men who had no problems with me being on the inside of them, but I dated a man who had no problem with me being on the outside of the street. You get him, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's just to be some people, they just I want a real man, and that's another thing. When it comes to people be more vulnerable on social media than is in person, yo. They be throwing all their fucking business out.
But you be wanting people, the people who you follow, to see it. You want, when people make them type of posts, they want whoever that's hurting them to see it, because they follow them on social media. They might not be talking on their phone, but them niggas be watching. I know from experience. Them niggas might not want to talk to you. Them niggas might be I would rather focus on myself. But them niggas don't miss a story, so.
Them niggas, I don't know.
Weird.
Because that shit weird as fuck.
Weird as fuck.
Because, I be thinking, yo, it's I understand you want to, but now you letting your business out there for other people to have their 2 cents. And that's what you don't want to do. Because then everybody going to have their own opinion and all this other shit. I think blah, blah, blah. Then your homegirl calling you or some shit. Oh, you been going, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Shamandra, nobody asked you. Nobody fucking asked you.
But at the same time, you can't say no one asked you or mind your business if you put it on social media.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No one would know what I'm going through unless I tell people. So I can never tell, and I never understood why regular people, celebrities, they put shit on social media and they're upset when they get a response. You didn't have to put it out there. We don't know what Beyonce ate yesterday. We ain't got to comment on it because we don't know. So she can't tell us, mind our business, you never ate this. This shit costs $100. We don't know that. So
no cap,
you got to be mindful of what you do. You can't push it out into the world and expect people to not have an opinion on it. Anytime you put anything into the world, whether it's positive or negative, somebody's going to have an opinion on it if they can access it.
That's big facts. And it's so crazy. This tied into my podcast I actually created called Mind Your Business.
Yep.
Literally,
mind your motherfucking business, bitch.
Hey, damn.
No, for real. That's the energy you gotta keep to people, because motherfuckers don't know how to mind their business.
No cap, you remember
mind the business that pays you.
I ain't gonna be too loud with I ain't gonna be make it out there. You remember with bruh? You know bruh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
motherfuckers is nosy.
Hey, bruh, get the fuck, bruh.
It's a difference between being nosy because you just nosy. I'm nosy. you know, but I ain't nosy to the point where I need to know everything.
Right, and it's just like motherfuckers just want to be in your business for real, and it's just like, bro, that shit ain't got nothing to do with you, bro. Like, real shit.
I be lying. I don't give a fuck. I ain't gonna say I be lying, but I don't tell the whole truth. Like, if you ask me where I went, I'd be like, outside. Where you about to go? I'm going outside. What you was just doing while I was doing it? Like, I'm gonna keep it short and simple. Like, I'm gonna tell you exactly what I was doing. Like, yes, I was outside, but I don't have to tell you that I went to see this nigga. Like, I don't have to tell you anything.
Real talk, you never indicted to really tell anyone anything, right? You never indicted to anyone anything.
Exactly. You're not, and people feel entitled to your truth, and I never understood that. People have a real problem with feeling entitled. When they know you, they feel entitled to you. And what I mean by you, they feel entitled to everything that goes on with you. Your thoughts, your moods, your motives, like everything. They just feel entitled. And it's just like, it's not no one's business. Like, you could be in a relationship, you could be married. But at the same time, you have to keep certain things to yourself. You have to keep certain things sacred to you. Certain things have to just simply belong to you.
That's true. Because you never know what somebody can possibly use, against you and shit like that. It's people that will do that shit for real.
But that's also why men are vulnerable, because they so afraid of people using things against them. But one thing that you can...
I had thought of something. Because it was a scenario with the White House, fucking with them trains.
Yeah, one thing, like, I remember watching the Breakfast Club interviews, and Charlamagne, the guy, was like...
That nigga low-key rapist, bro.
Regardless of, him and his little problems. But what he had said was no one can use your truth against you. So it's like, regardless of the fact that I'm vulnerable and I'm open with you, you can't turn that back on me. Like, if I've confided in you and told you that I caught an STD, regardless of how you try to flip that shit on me, you can't make me feel bad about something that I've already experienced.
Now,
that's just how I think. Like, if I confide in you and I tell you my truth, you can never, I'm just that type of person. You can never flip my truth on me. Like, I don't give a fuck. I didn't lie to you, and I'm content with my truth. That's the type of person that I am. I can't speak for other people, but as far as your truth, no one can ever use your truth to bash you and to hurt you. And if they do use your truth to hurt you, then you need to do some self-reflection. You need to work on yourself and heal.
Big facts. I feel like someone uses someone you, it hurts more when you have a reputation. Like, if you someone big in the music community, or someone who's just big, that can't hurt your reputation though.
If it's like some Bill Cosby shit, yeah, but like like I said, if it's truth and it's good truth, anything bad will ruin your reputation, but anything good can never ruin your reputation. Like, lies can never ruin your reputation if you've got more people who are coming to your defense. But if you got a lot of people who are saying nothing but bad shit to you, literally, there's nothing that can ruin you.
You can't say shit.
Exactly. Like, that's what I'm saying. When you live in your truth and you accept your truth in every form, and when you decide you want to open up to anybody about your truth, they can never turn that shit on you. So that's why, like, being emotionally available, like, there are pros and cons of it. But the beauty about it is they can never use that shit against you. Like, it's going to hurt if you were emotionally available, you put your guard down, you poured into a person, and they didn't appreciate that. Yes, that shit is going to hurt. But at the end of the day, you did what you were supposed to do. And that person will always be fucked up, because they will know ain't nobody did it like they did. Ain't nobody ever put their guard down. Ain't nobody ever just, like, be themselves with me.
That's like telling somebody, all right, I got a cup. Can you pour the juice in for me? So they pour it in there. You fucking spill it.
Exactly.
Like, you fucking spill it. You fucking spill the cup. Because once you spill the cup, that's it. You know what I'm saying? And to a lot of people, is that way. To some people, you spill the cup, fuck it, we gonna pour another one. But it be with a different person. To some people, they are that way. Not everybody's that way.
Instead of filling that same glass that I spilled, I'm gonna go get a new cup.
Go get a new cup.
And I'm gonna pour into somebody who ain't gonna spill.
Shit, that shit turns from a shot glass to a regular, what's them low ass cups be called? Not the plastic ones, the glass ones. I know.
I don't even know.
It's the glass ones, but it be like the little short stubby ones. You know the white people, they be using that shit.
I don't even know.
Let me look at that. It's not a shot, you know what I'm saying?
But that's also a good little point, because everybody, you pour into different people. You pour into shot glasses, mean temporary people. You let them know what it is. You share things that you don't care for someone to know. Them shot glass people. Now the wine glass people are the ones you put some effort into. You really pour into that cup because you got a technique. When you pour wine, you don't just open the bottle and just pour that shit into that wine glass. You supposed to tip that cup and pour that wine.
Like, yeah, watch that motherfucker go right in there. Yeah, yes, sir.
You don't pour into anybody. It's all techniques into who you pour into. So you have to be aware.
The best taste of wine is the ones that you literally sit there and enjoy the shit. It's like they pour the shit in there. You just.
That's what weed too.
You get that bad shit. Like, I don't even know too much about weed though, but I know like
Huff is bad weed. If it's brown, if it got hard brown seeds, don't smoke it. If you can't smell it, don't smoke it.
Hey, yo.
Smoke it. These niggas be selling Huff out here. They be purposely buying the Huff pack so you can buy their Zaw. Don't fall for it.
Niggas be selling grass weeds.
Oh, I've never come across that. That's like some white people shit.
I'm pretty sure niggas out here be doing that shit. Like they ain't got nothing.
Like if you do like some oregano type of like even herbs, like you have certain herbs that looks like weed, but it's a herb. Now, if somebody pulls some shit like that on you, you deserve to get finesse. If you smoke weed, you know better. Them for people who don't know no damn better.
Yeah, they smoke that
just
shit.
Out here smoking weed, they don't know what the fuck they smoking, but you ain't getting no real smoker with no finesse.
Bro,
like
you
that.
fuck around and you smoking, bro. I ain't feeling nothing. Yeah, you ain't feeling nothing because that ain't nothing.
It ain't no weed,
yeah, that fake ass roll up. That was shit about fake as shit. They get a fat joint too to make the shit like, yeah, I got you right, bro. I got you right, bro. You fuck around smoke.
Imposters. That's why it's important to just like assess everything, to pay attention, to search and identify what it is you're looking for.
Just knowing what you want, because I feel like people our age for real, within our age group for real, they don't know really what they want as far as like, you know, relationship or what they want as like who they want to be with. Like I feel like that's a lot too. I feel like knowing what your type for real, like who you want to deal with, but that comes with experience with the relationships too. To understand that too.
You definitely have to have that experience, but it's like at this big age, like I'm 23, so we're both 23, so it's like we shouldn't be dating anybody just to go out to eat, to take pictures, to go to the movies. That's some childish shit. Now dating at this age, as up 23 and up, we need to be building. We need to be upping each other. So it's like, I'm okay with casually dating. I'm okay with going out on dates or like just having sex with someone who I don't want to build with. Like, I'm okay with that. But if I decide that I want to be in a relationship with you, vice versa, we're doing some big shit. Like, we ain't got to get married. We ain't got to have kids. But at the same time, if I decide I'm about to be with you, and at this age, we're doing big shit. We're not doing nothing basic, because I can keep you as a friend. We can be friends with benefits. I'm a different type of woman. I'm okay with doing things like that. I would rather keep a nigga around as a friend with benefit than to make this man my boyfriend and all the fuck we do is go out to eat. And I'm not saying go out to eat, but just do something basic. Do shit that 19 and 17-year-olds are doing. If we're doing that as our approach to our relationship, I do not want to be with you. Me and you can be friends. We can do that type of shit on the weekend. I don't want to complicate this more than it has to be.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's shit. I'm over here listening like.
Because it's true. Like, you have a lot of people who just like, at our age, it's like they're still on high school mentality as far as approaching relationships. Like, don't get me wrong, you do have people our age who do try to make those big steps into like getting an apartment together, you know, things like that, but it still be childish. I don't know, because I haven't done it. I've never had a serious adult relationship, but I've seen others' relationships and know about others' relationships. And it's like, yeah, you might got an apartment together. Y'all might share a car. Y'all might be doing things that's beneficial to both of y'all, but y'all still have a self mentality. If it weren't for the other person, you may not have achieved that thing. But, you know, I don't know. It's still somewhat childish.
Yeah, it can't be some one-sided type of shit. Like, it's like in a relationship, something has to be beneficial. It's like a man has to play a certain role, same as a woman has to play a certain role. So, like, if something's benefiting you, like, you have to benefit them in some type of way. I don't know what the fuck it is, but it can't just be sex. The sex only lasts for so long.
Exactly. We can just be You can just be somebody I fuck. Like,
yeah,
you can just keep it simple. Like,
yeah,
we don't
like,
have to
but
compliment
see, niggas gotta keep it 100 when they do some shit like that, for real.
And I think men should keep it 100. Like, I feel like if you're a man and you're talking to a woman and literally all that you want is like sex from her, I feel like you should just be simply just open and pure and honest. Like, I would rather you say, like, you know, I don't want a relationship with you. I do like having sex with you, though. So when you are in those moments and y'all link up and y'all are together, don't ask about how her third grade was. Like, don't ask about childhood shit.
How your day been?
You know
What's
what
going
you're
on?
over there to do. You're there to fuck and you're there to leave. You don't have to make it more complicated than what it is. And I feel like when it comes to sex and relationships that are really just based on sex and lust, we try to overcomplicate them and try to, like, get to know that person just to make it so, just to kind of sugarcoat shit in a sense.
No
like,
cap though, but sometimes when you have that lust, sex shit.
Lust is like real confusing, but
that shit transform. But that shit transform over time when you do it with that same person too fucking much.
That's energy. You know, sex is like a real energy, like one of the biggest energy transfers.
Yeah, because it's like,
but it's just lust. Like, you really have to sit there and think, like, would I spend days with this person? Can I stay with them? And even like those lust relationships, when you are like spending a lot of time with them,
that shit.
I mean, of course, not a relationship, but I'm just saying,
like a situationship. Like, fucking hell.
Not even a situationship. I'm just saying, like, just lust. Period. Like, if you have a person that you're dealing with that you in a lustful thing.
That's what I'm saying. Lust. That's when I was telling earlier, but like lust is easier to control. Like, but it also determines on yourself.
Lust is harder to control. If you ask me,
if you have self control,
you can complicate that. And then most people don't be having self control. Most people can't differentiate between lust and situationship. Some people might think just because a nigga is coming over to have sex with them and he's asking you how your day's been, she might think she might think he like her, and whole time he just doing that to warm the bitch up, so he not seeming like every time I come over I'm just fucking you.
That's real shit. You know? Yeah, that's real shit. Just like, you know, everything comes with mixed signals. Just like if you give a fucking petal a flower, that don't mean I fucking like you. I mean, it's that. But
why do stuff like that? Like, men have to also, like, men and women. I'm just saying, like,
in general, people be doing shit like that though, bro. They be like, give you a whole bunch of flowers. Oh,
and honestly, like, me personally, I would never accept that. Like, if I'm just fucking a nigga, like, if all we have is a lustful relationship, I'm not accepting nothing that's affectionate from you. Like, I don't want to hold, like, if we go get some food, you want to hold my hand. Why the fuck are you holding my hand? If all we do is fuck, why are you buying me flowers? Like I said, we don't have to make this shit more complicated than what it is. Like, if all we do is have sex, keep it at that. You come over, we have sex, and you leave. Don't ask me how my day was. Don't try to get to know me deeper than sex.
Right.
Simple as that. Now, situationships are totally different because situationships involve feelings.
It's
like, you know, we trying to make it work. We don't want to be together, but we're trying to make it work. Like, I want you in my life. And then, you buy me flowers. We buy each other things. But if all we do is fuck, don't buy me shit. I ain't gonna say don't buy me shit. You know, buy me a little bag or something.
No, but you know, but you gotta keep it a butt though, for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, women them bitches want Birkins.
I mean, we are poor.
Give me that Birkin.
We are poor. We don't got Birkin money. I don't know nobody with a fucking Birkin. I don't know not one hood rich nigga who been scamming or doing anything that got a fucking Birkin. The most of these bitches got is some Dior shoes. The most you're getting is like a purse.
Cap. Or some Balenciaga joints.
Some Balenciaga.
Like, that's what I be saying, bro.
Nothing big from, you know, these fucking relationships. Because like I said, I don't know. I don't know nobody personally, but that shit does happen. People who are bitches who just get fucked, they are getting big gifts. But that's like some escort shit, and that's depending on the type of nigga you
that shit. I mean, they getting big shit because that's good pussy management. Them motherfuckers just probably got good thought.
Yeah, I admire them women. Like, I admire those women who fuck niggas and they get whatever they want out of it. I love that energy.
Because not even trying to be funny, like, if the shit nigga ain't caught up, same as like same woman.
Yeah, on nobody.
If that shit garbage, they ain't gonna look.
But some niggas are just tricks. Like, it's a difference between like a nigga who might want to who might want to invest in you because you got good cat. But there are men who are tricks. Men who,
Hoes.
regardless of if you got it
Hoes.
good or not, they'll spend a little bag on you. They'll do whatever.
I mean, some of them don't give a fuck. They just, because I mean,
They're
they know
tricks.
they know how to get the money anyways.
A trick is a trick. Like,
Yeah.
it's really all that ain't tricking if you got it. A trick is a trick. I don't care what nobody say.
Real shit. Damn. It was something else I wanted to say too. I might have forgotten it, but it probably wasn't really something too important. You know, just going towards like talking about vulnerability and stuff like that. I mean, we just come. I mean, it's cool that we kind of like dive into another topic because it all. I mean, in a way, it connected with like vulnerability, so that's how it was able to like flow its way in. But yeah, you know. So, you got anything else? I mean,
yeah, and like being emotionally unavailable for years, it does damage. Like, you can work on yourself and you can want to become emotionally available, but it's like if you haven't practiced that with anyone, it's going to be hard. Like, and I'm just speaking from experience because I haven't had a relationship in years and I've been emotionally unavailable for years. So it's like, how can I align and attract my ideal man or my man that's emotionally available if I'm not, if I haven't practiced being emotionally available? And it also causes like,
you can't want love if you don't know how to show it.
Exactly. And it also causes you to, it's like if you don't meet no man that you want to be emotionally available to, you're just continuing them not even cycles, but you're just continuing the duration of you not being emotionally available. And eventually that shit had me dead in the inside. Like, I didn't feel anything. Like, if I ain't emotionally available to nobody I'm talking to, how can I feel anything? So when I finally find a man who lets his guard down, how can I know that this is going to be right for me to let my guard down if I don't never let it down?
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. So like, if you don't, and especially if you don't know the practices of it too, like you don't. It's like when you don't know how to do it, and it's like the only way to learn how to do something is you actually making the attempt to do it. Like, you can't learn how to cook food unless you try to cook food.
Yeah, and I talk all this shit about like being emotionally available and like when that man comes around, I'm gonna finally just let my guard down. But in a sense, that shit is not that easy. Like, that nigga would have to be perfect for me to just be like,
but nobody's perfect though.
Exactly.
The thing is.
But it's like, you know who you want to be with, and you know who you gonna act right for.
That's
and it's like,
real
if you
shit.
don't find nobody that you want to
shit.
act right for, that shit's gonna take way too long. And then now when that person finally gets into your life, who knows the state you're going to be in.
Right. And then it's like to certain people, they ask for something for so long, but when they finally get it, they don't know how to handle it.
On God, like I did that. I wouldn't say I misfumbled, but I wasn't necessarily ready to be in a relationship because it's like I didn't want to be with bruh. I didn't want to be with him. So it's like I could never just be open and let my guard down. I didn't want to be with you. Like, you were the ideal person if I wanted to be in a relationship. Out of all these niggas that I didn't talk to throughout these years, I would be with you. But I don't want that. I don't want to be with you. Like, I can't fake the funk. You know?
That ain't no funk. That's just keeping that shit real. Because you don't want to fuck around there and making that nigga...
I faked the funk before, and that shit don't make you feel good. And you know
that's
when
leading
you're
that nigga
forcing
on.
that shit. It's not even leading him on. It's like, I wouldn't say I led him on, but I would say, like, I stayed in it because I felt like this is somebody I could be with. But after months have went by, time spent, it's like, I realized I don't want a relationship with you. So it's like, why the fuck would I keep trying to do this?
Right.
And it's wrong for you to keep someone around and you don't want.
And then it's like you having money in your pocket, but they ain't fucking using the money for nothing. Like, you know, point of you fucking having money, have fucking straight cash in your wallet, and you ain't gonna use that motherfucker or nothing. I mean, the purpose of money is to use the motherfucker. So it ain't no point of you having a person around, and if they just gonna be sitting there, it's like.
It's like not even just letting them sit there and collect dust. It's just like, you're in my life, but I'm not going to utilize you. It's just like a book on a shelf that I didn't want to, that I read, and I was just like, you know what, I'm going to put this shit up because it don't really align with what I got going on. You know, it's like reading Diary of a Wimpy Kid when I got nothing but Harry Potter books. This ain't matching with mine.
Damn, we put the Harry Potter in the Diary of the Wimpy.
Those are the only books that came to my mind. But yeah,
you know, I think that's it. I ain't got nothing else now.
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
we've talked about everything.
we done made a whole cluster of like a conversation. I feel like this should probably
just be you. Like when you find someone, I'm speaking from experience. It's like I'm waiting on that point where I find somebody that I want to let my guard down. And I've never told any man that I want to be with what I'm looking for, because I don't want nobody to pretend. And it's like, we know, I'm not saying we, I'm going to say I know when I've met someone that I want to be with and I want to let my guard down with. We know that. So it's just like, protect yourself, protect your emotions. Don't be a hard body all the time. From this conversation on, I'm going to practice to be emotionally available, because it will be beneficial when you're trying to find your partner. You have to fix yourself. Anything that you want in a partner, you have to do it yourself. You can't say, I want a nigga that's emotionally available. I want a nigga that's consistent. I want a nigga that's persistent. I want a nigga who tell me everything. If you don't do that with yourself.
Right, if you ain't able to let
so
yourself.
if you don't got everything that you want in that man within yourself, you wasting your time, baby.
Yeah, it's shit over for real, because it's like,
yeah, we're always work on yourself. Work on yourself before you can be with anybody else.
First. That's like number one. That's like number one with
love
anything,
yourself.
Bro. If you don't love yourself, man,
always treat yourself good.
Treat yourself real good.
Real good. You gonna understand that you were born in this world, unless you have a twin or quadruplets, triplets, whatever.
Shit, sometimes it be more than that.
Yeah, if you know your mother a soldier. But other than that, like, treat yourself good. Like, always treat yourself good. And then, like, once you start working on yourself, you're going to align. Everything is going to align. I promise you. And I know from experience. I know from other people's testimony. When you work on yourself and you align with your true values, everything will work out in your favor.
Yeah, and then plus when you know yourself more, you don't fall for like the bullshit, because it's like you know your worth. So it's like over the course of time, you just...
We love a red flag, though. As women, we love a red flag. But if
stop, up.
Not for real, but if you going to give that red flag attention, you need to have the upper hand. And I don't know how, because I have yet to master it myself. But if you're going to love that red flag, you need to have the upper hand to where when shit has gotten out of control, you can leave it alone.
Yeah, as we were stating earlier, man, whatever your energy is pointed towards, man, I mean, that's what your energy goes to. So, like, if someone giving out a negative energy, naturally, how the brain works, it works like a defense mechanism. So the natural energy that you get, like, if someone giving you negative energy, you're going to respond back in negative energy. Yep. So, I mean, this shit about to turn over to what this shit happened like yesterday, right? Got into it with my supervisor, my job, and
fuck supervisors.
Yeah, fuck
jobs.
Fuck
I don't work a job, bitch. I am a job.
Fuck you. Hey, fuck him. I didn't really get into it, but she got into attitude, and I let the shit slide. She was like, and then my other supervisor, like the hiring man, she was like, damn, you got good. Like, how you was able to control yourself? I started to realize, like, shit, if you had a motherfucking job that ain't paying you enough, shit, I'd be motherfucking mad too.
This is a job. I'm not letting no managers need to get a fucking grip. Fuck
right, real shit.
I
mean, the thing is, she was a female, so she probably needs some pipe.
Yeah. Bitches do be sex deprived. It's a real thing.
That shit fire.
It's a real thing.
That shit be giving motherfuckers moody and some more shit.
It's a real thing.
See, I ain't even gonna go into it.
That's a whole nother topic.
And I ain't even about to go into it with the man side.
We got that for another day.
I ain't even about to go into it with the man side. That shit be vicious with a nigga. I ain't about to even...
Men are just horny monsters.
Hey. You not lying about that. Shit.
Little horny men. But they need to practice. I'm not going to say they, because I don't speak for all men. But self-control will definitely help men as far as like sex and having orgasms.
Oh, man. And then that's going to talk about.
Because orgasms is also an energy, how do I say that? It's also an energy output too. When you have sex and you orgasm, you reach your climax, you are releasing all of that built up energy that you have. You're releasing everything that you have inside of you. You're releasing it out into the world. So
to follow up on
be
that,
mindful of that.
To follow up on that, you know what niggas love to do? I'm about to come. And them niggas go 100 miles per hour at them up. Damn, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
100 miles per hour, and they fuck up the motor. They just fuck up. They just fuck everything up. Look, that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
I feel like that ending got a little spicy, no cap. But
yeah.
To really end this conversation, yo, what are some gems that really touch you to a deep level out of this conversation?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Shit, I don't even remember. I was just talking.
Just all right.
Everything was a gem. If you ain't catch it, that's on you.
Okay, what are some personal affirmations that you say to yourself on a day-to-day basis?
I love me, and that I have to be the best version of me. I have to I say to myself that I'm smart, I'm determined, I'm ambitious, and that I will be the best version of myself. Like, I always talk to myself in the mirror, and I let myself know that things are going to get better. This is only temporary. This is only my current reality. In 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, this isn't going to be my reality. As long as you work on yourself, you're going to get whatever you need to be, good or bad, period.
That's a mindset right there. Real talk. And last but not least, the last question I usually ask, I missed a couple of episodes really asking these nitty gritty questions, but surprisingly, I was able to remember these shits off the head for real. Would you like to be back on this podcast again?
Yes. I need to be like a co-host, honestly.
Hey, I mean, shit. Real talk. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's it. I think those were only 3 questions I came up with. That was off the knit and grit questions. Guys, make sure you just share this, man. Share this, comment, like, whatever the case may be, yo.
Share, comment, follow me on Instagram, _Janay, Janay with 4 Ys. Thank you. My page is public. I follow everybody back.
Cabanese, Captain Cap, yo.
But not for real. If you enjoy this podcast, definitely like, share, follow our Instagrams, and yeah, we got more coming for you.
Yeah, that's a bet. And there was another question: what's going to be the #1 podcast in this world?
Common sense.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What you said?
Purr. My mother.
I'm a nigga. I shouldn't even be saying purr.
Yeah, you should.
I shouldn't be saying purr.
Yeah,
that's like out of pocket.
Just say on God.
Like on
my
God.
mother.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? On God.
Kill,
no cap. No cap. No kizzy. What them niggas be saying? No kizzy. Nah, them niggas be saying no kizzy.
We from DC.
Bruh, niggas in DC saying that now, bruh.
Yeah, and they fucking weird for saying that shit.
Bruh, no cap came from Atlanta, bruh.
Yeah, so we be like, on God, on my mother, on my grandfather, on my uncle.
I know on God didn't come from
stamped it on everybody. On
now
God
stand.
came from everybody. On God came from DC.
Oh, for real?
That was our shit. You know when niggas used to stand on God. When we bought it on God. This shit is coming back.
Real talk. So yeah, I'm last thing, we just gonna wrap things up for real, which I said that like 5 minutes ago, for real. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, faith plus great work ethic creates vulnerable opportunity, people. Make sure you show gratitude, prayer on a day-to-day basis, man. Everything will come true with just, like I said, faith without works is dead. You gotta start taking the small steps before you begin running. So, I guess I'll catch y'all guys later next episode of Common Sense.
Thank you for having me.
Much appreciated for coming. Much appreciated, All right. Catch y'all guys later.